Hey everybody, it's me, Shell360. I know it sounds a little bit more hollow this time while I'm broadcasting, but that is because I left one of my earpods at home and the other one is running low, so I'm just talking to my cell phone. Sorry about that, you're just gonna have to deal with it. But yeah, I've got a Chill Kill haul, so I thought I'd show you all the versions of Chill Kill that I got, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versions of this album. There were 19. And I have to say, this may be the last Red Velvet album that I buy like this. I may narrow down my collection to just super premium items and just sluggy items because this was so incredibly expensive. Like, this was expensive in a way that I don't even spend on shiny. So I want to talk to you guys about it. So let's start with the fact that there were 19 versions. How did that happen? Well, there were 5 versions of 3 different styles of album. There were 5 Digipacks, there were 5 schmys, and then there were 5 of these kind of booklet style albums. So 5 times 3, that already gets you up to 15. Then there were 2 magazines, got one of each of those. And then there were 2 purses, got one of each of those. So that is how you end up with 15 plus 2 plus 2, 19 versions of this album. And this album didn't need 19 versions. 15 would have been more than enough. 19, way overboard, especially considering that this is not a great album. And I don't say that to be critical of Red Velvet. I still think they sound great. I still think they're a cool ass group. They're still my K-pop bias of the currently promoting girlies. But this album was not memorable to me. This album is not the same as a Perfect Velvet to me. And because of that, I'm really pissed that there were so many different versions. And yeah, even though I was pissed, I could have just not spent my money, but I wanted to see for myself if the albums I got were worth the expense. And I don't know, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. So let's start with this version first, because this is the one that I waited on, which made me postpone showing you all the other stuff. This is the purse version. So fans of New Jeans have accused Red Velvet of stealing the purse version concept from New Jeans, because New Jeans' first release was purses, and they also did a purse with their latest release. So they're like, that's our thing, how dare you steal it? And to that I have to say, you babies have not been in K-pop long enough to be making these kinds of accusations. There have been so many different things that have been done with K-pop packaging in the past that a purse, that's small potatoes. I have a Wonder Girls album sitting in storage that has a pop-up and t-shirts in it. I have a Jokwon album that looks like a cereal box and it has things that you press out and you build. I used to have the Big Bang Paper Doll collection. There's so many different types of K-pop packaging that, trust me baby, a purse, this is not the first time this has happened. But I say all that to say, I'm not going to accuse SM of copying New Jeans on the purse front, because there's so many other things that SM could be trying to copy New Jeans for. Why would you pick the purse when you could just maybe try to copy their style or their sound or something else that's more profitable than these fucking purses? Which, by the way, in case you want to know how much I paid for these purses, I paid $80 for the pair. They were $40 a piece for me, because I missed Catch-Up CD sale. I had to buy on the secondary market because everyone else was sold out, and it was $80 just for these 2 versions of this album. I saw some chat. I'm going to go back and look at that. Oh, hey Alondra. I hope you're well. Oh man. Okay. Glad to hear that. And then I see Mason. How are you doing, Mason? I see Evie. Yes, the same fans indeed. So I paid $80 for these, and the version that I got came in this FedEx bag. Now, the reason I want to tell y'all about it coming in that FedEx bag is because look how fucking smushed this is. You can tell it's still in the plastic. I never opened it. Box is completely destroyed. Who in their right mind ships these little soft ass boxes in a plastic bag? Why would you do that? Why are you an asshole? But I digress. But yeah, this is the special version bag elements because there's a sticker on the side, and this is the special version bag red velvet, as it says right here. Thank God these are on here, because when I first saw them after I pulled them out the packaging, I'm like, oh my gosh, they sent me two of the exact same version. I paid $80 for these sons of bitches. How dare they? But we've got two versions, so let's go ahead and open up the first one that is just horrible. I really want to return, everything in my spirit said just return this to the shop, get your money back. But then I thought no, because then I have to pay for another one and I might have to pay more. So let's just get into this. Like, do they not realize that like the box itself is a part of the packaging, and by smushing the box, you're destroying the value of the package? Like, this is a part of the package. You know what? I digress. So got this open. And, oh, some stuff fell out just now. Some photo cards. This is the purse. And this purse looks like some cheap Shein product. Like, look at it. It's the purse. It's not a purse that anyone would ever use. The stitching is super cheap for those of you who are familiar with textile quality. This is a super cheap little something or other. But yeah, this is what they gave us. And I don't know if you could tell, it's a blue kind of iron press-on that's on the bag. That's what makes it red velvet. I'm gonna just dip down real quick and pick up the thing that I dropped. Oh, I dropped a photo card. And I don't know who this is. Is this Yeti? I think this is Yeti. I'm pretty sure this is Yeti. Confirm, is that Yeti? The angle made it really difficult to tell who that is. Also, Lindy's got a new face, so like I can't always tell who's who. Let's take the contents out of the bag. So inside the bag, you have these postcards, and then you have this stuff, which this is a little folder, and then this I think is the lyrics book, and then that's it. There's nothing else inside of there. It's completely empty. So yeah, there's that. The lyrics book is very cute. It looks like it is the same kind of tiger vintage design, which I really do like the vintage design. Of all the things that I say that SM got right, going with this kind of vintage packaging design, classic, is very, very nice. So I really appreciate that. There's really not much to see with this lyrics booklet. You're not missing anything. There's no pictures here. It's just the lyrics. Next, we have these huge postcards. Huge postcards. And on the back of the postcards, it just red velvet, chill kill, nothing big. It looks like these are all photographs taken on the set during the filming of the music video. So, you know, cute enough, but nothing to really scream home about. Sogi looks really good in this comeback per usual. I think the stylists really like her because she usually looks good every time they come back. There's Joy. I heard that she unfollowed Crush on Instagram. Now listen, from what I understand, Crush, I think, either deleted his Instagram or erased his Instagram, some shit like that. But the people who are saying that Joy unfollowed Crush are saying that she unfollowed him before his Instagram was kind of wiped. And honestly, I don't blame her. He had a song of his own called Cheat. And I'm like, okay, a person who is known for being with a very famous woman in the industry has a song about cheat. As if he's wondering if he should. It's a little messy. It's a little bizarre. It's a little uncouth. So, girl, if you're not with him no more, good for you. It was just so funny though, because when I heard the news, it actually happened right after me and Mason were talking about their relationship and wondering if they were still together. So he like, I tweeted about the unfollowing and he wrote me back and was like, have we cursed them? I'm like, well, let's keep going. This little packet right here has the mini CD because that's what they're doing with the unconventional packaging. If you get packaging that looks too small to support a CD, like obviously this looks way too small for a full size CD to be in here, usually it means they've got the micro CDs, and this has 2 micro CDs. So this is what the 2 micro CDs look like. So there you go. I'm disappointed because I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I could have sworn people said that you get a full set of photo cards with the purses. I'm not seeing a full set of shit with these purses besides these postcards. So yeah, a little disappointed. I was expecting a bit more. I'm just gonna check to see if anything's left in the box. There's photo cards left in the box. Okay, I feel better now because I'm like, where's the set? The box still had photo cards in it. So we have this photo card. Is this photo card Wendy, but it looks like Hyun from Girls' Generation? Tell me if I'm wrong or right. Is that Wendy? She kind of looks like Hyun with brown hair. I think that's Wendy. Okay, let's look at the next photo card. Sulgi. She looks like Sulgi. Good job. Then the next photo card is Joy. There's Joy. And then the last photo card, I'm guessing that's Irene. There's Irene. So yeah, that's the set of photo cards, which is the main reason why most people are buying the purse version. Most people actually don't give a damn about this fucking purse. Personally, I don't give a damn about this fucking purse, but I was excited about the idea that you get all of the photo cards if you buy the purse version. I think that's pretty cool. And I don't normally collect photo cards for Red Velvet because they're so freaking expensive. So I'm like, yeah, if you pay a little bit more but you get all 5 members, why not? So that is the first version of this album that I'm putting back in this janky, horrible looking fucking packaging. Ugh, the fucking worst. Now let's open the red purse. And Alondra says that she got the red purse and she's glad she did. So it makes me hopeful that the red fabric is a better looking fabric than that silver monstrosity. I don't know why, but when I was looking at previews of this album, I thought that the other purse was going to be white. I thought it was going to be white and red, not red and silver. This box looks bad. Oh, this box is just in horrible condition. I'm sad all over again. Okay. I'm trying not to rip this thing open because it's already bad enough. Oh, okay. Oh, I see why you like the red one now, Alondra. So the red version is made out of a faux red velvet. They should have just had one purse. They should have just had one purse. What was the point of doing 2 purses when obviously this is the superior purse? This should have been the only purse. It's red velvet. It's lined in red. It's got this little embroidered patch on it that says red velvet. This is so much the better version in every conceivable way. I think even the photo cards might be better. Let's see. Let's look at the photo cards and see how they're looking. Hopefully I'll be able to identify people better this time. Nope. Bad luck again. I think that's Wendy. I know Solgi's face. I don't know who these people are. I feel crazy. I feel crazy, guys. I can't tell who these people are. You tell me who these people are. I don't know who these people are. Who is this? Is this Joy? I'm guessing this is Joy, but I don't know. Who is this? Next. I think this might be Yeti. I'm not sure. I don't know. I usually don't watch unboxings before I do my own unboxing. So yeah, I don't know at all. Then this picture, I feel like this is Irene, but I don't really know because it's so hidden. And then I believe that this is Wendy. I'm pretty certain this is Wendy. And then the only person who I actually recognize, like full stop, Sulky. These cards are impossible. Why'd they do this to me? Okay, and then you have the little CDs, the little mini CDs, so that's that. Another lyrics book. And then these photographs, I think these might still be on the MV set. It's just maybe a different portion of the MV, even though I feel like these were the jacket cover photographs. And that's what the back of them looks like. They're pink tigers. Wendy looks way different, and I got in trouble on Twitter saying Wendy's new face, but she looks very different. She doesn't look like she used to. Yeti. This is a great picture of Joy. I hadn't been paying too close attention to the postcards in the last version, but this version, this is a fucking gorgeous picture of Joy. This might be my favorite picture of Joy I've ever seen. I love how artistic it looks. It looks like she's in some type of noir movie or something. I really love that. That's nice. Okay. And then the other picture of her is super cool looking as well. This picture. This is a really beautiful picture of her. I like that a lot. And then, of course, I don't know what it is about Selgi, but she always gives like the energy of like I could be in a horror flick. I don't know why. Just like the way she looks like she would be the main protagonist in like some horror survival film. But I dig it though. The vibes are immaculate. So there's that. And then this is team photo and team photo. So that's everything that came in my red purse. And it sounds like different purses got different sets of photo cards. And I got the photo cards where everyone's face is fucking covered or something else is going on. So yay for me. I love being special. So that is the purses. And so for those of you who are only watching to see what's in these purses, you got to see it. So now let's just keep going. I think I'm going to open the schmy first because I want to see what that photo card looks like. Closed back up even though it's smashed to fucking smithereens. So this is the schmy I got. I got the schmy for Solgi because she's my bias in Red Velvet. I just think she needs to let me do her next solo. I love Solgi. I think she's talented, but I don't think that she has the best taste when it came to choosing her solo materials. It was kind of all over the place. She should let me pick everything about her next solo. I promise you, girl, I'll get you right. So then here's the little schmy that came with it. And inside is this little red token that says Red Velvet. It's kind of upside down, but I swear it says Red Velvet. And then what photo card did we get? Looks like we got Wendy. I think this is Wendy. I'm pretty sure this is Wendy. You know, that still bothers me. Yeah, it says Wendy on the back. It still bothers me that SM is selling schminis, member schminis, by member, but then you can't be guaranteed that you're going to get that member's photo card in the schmini that you buy. I think that's whack. I think that's stupid. They know that you're buying that schmini because you want to get that artist specifically. That's why you bought their face. So why are you giving me like multiple choice options for the photo card? Obviously, if I'm going for a member version, it's because I want that member. But that's neither here nor there. We've had that argument before. Now here is the Digipack. This is what the front of the Digipack looks like. This is what the back of the Digipack looks like. Let's go ahead and open this up real quick. Ooh, this Digipack is pure paper. It feels like a folded poster. I think it might be it is a folded poster. This Digipack is a folded poster. Goddamn. Okay, let me get out the stuff that could fall out so we can see what the poster looks like. Oh, and there's stickers. There's stickers all over the place. Ah, get away from here. Stickers, stickers, stickers. Okay, putting that aside. Here is the Digipack poster, which I like it. It's that same kind of, you know, horror movie protagonist vibe. I get it. I love it. It works for me. But yeah, and then inside are lyrics and one picture of Sulgi, one more picture of Sulgi. So yeah, that is what the Digipack looks like. That explains why the Digipack was not that expensive. And then inside of there, you got the CD, which the CD is actually super pretty inside the Digipack. It's a very pretty CD. You also have these 4 postcards. So here's the first postcard with like kind of rock and roll Sulgi, another picture of rock and roll Sulgi with her weapons, and then another picture of her looking like the servant girl who's plotting to betray her mistress, and then another pretty artsy picture of her. This is also a very sweet picture. I like that a lot. And then there were some stickers in this. There were actually 4 stickers. I think these stickers are her weapons. So it's a shield sticker. I don't know what the heck this is. I think this is a hair stick. I'm pretty sure this is a old hair stick. I think this is her weapon, maybe? I don't know what that is. And then there's this thing, which kind of looks like a wand, but I know that's not what it is. There's that. And then a Wendy photo card. A Wendy photo card. A Wendy photo card. I got the Sulgi Digipack and got the Wendy photo card. I got the Sulgi schmy and got the Wendy photo card. If I had to guess, they must be doing this, again, by my guess, they must be doing this because certain members don't move on the shelf. And so they're like, well, what if we made it to where you could get anybody's photo card? So maybe when they run out of their bias, they'll just buy the other members hoping to get their bias's photo card. That's not how we want this to work, SM. That's not how any of this is supposed to work. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. That shit pissed me off. I can't believe they did that. That pissed me off. I'm sorry. I'm mad. Okay, now let's open our final Sulgi version of this haul. We have this, which is kind of the box version of the album, and it's got Sulgi's photo on the front. I'm just opening the plastic on this because none of this has been pre-opened. None of this has been pre-opened. I'm just as surprised you are. Ooh, is this a magnet closure on the side? Nope, nope. I was excited. That's not. Or maybe it is. Nope, nope, nope. It's not. It's a slide. Ugh. Yeah. I agree, Alondra. If I got Minho after ordering Minho's version, I'd be psyched as well. Because this shit is annoying. Okay, so in here we have this really small, kind of delicate lyrics book. This is very tiny. I'm not sure why this version has such a tiny lyrics book, but there it is. Oh, I got something Sulgi in a Sulgi version. The tide might be turning. It looks like it is a Sulgi bookmark. All right, one win. And then a Sulgi photo card. Oh my gosh, I thought this day would never arrive. We got a Sulgi photo card too. Maybe the tide is turning. Inside of this box is where the CD is. The CD fell off, but it's this CD right here, which is very, very pretty. The designs, I really do like the overall concept designs using kind of vintage, historical Asian imagery. I really, really dig that a lot. I think it's pretty. I think it's super pretty. Just gonna check to see if there's anything that could fall out of this booklet. No. So this is the booklet, and the booklet inside, it looks to be like an everybody version booklet. So I haven't seen anybody unboxing any of these, so I don't know. But looking at the pictures inside, it's not just Seulgi pictures. It's not even like the whole first section of Seulgi. It's literally everybody. So my guess is that it doesn't matter which member version you get on the outside. The booklet is going to be for everybody, but they're at least doing you a solid by making sure you get your member photo card, your member bookmark. But that's really the only thing I could say that this version has going for it. That, and it's a relatively stable version, meaning that if you put this on your shelf, it shouldn't get all bent up and out of shape. It's a really solid look, but it is a slide out kind of half box style. That's what this is. All right, so that gets us through all of our member / special versions, and I'm glad, because the quicker I can forget that this comeback happened, the better. All right, let's move on to our magazine version. So this is our first magazine version. This is the front, and it's got, I don't know if you can tell, it's got this silver foil on it, which is really, really nice. And then on the back, it's got these different hair sticks and hair tools for everybody. So this, I think, is the Seulgi hair comb, and then we saw this implement and these implements as stickers in the Seulgi Digipack. So yeah, not sure what's going on, but this hair comb was in the schmy. And yeah, let's open this up. You know, I really do like the way that the magazine versions look. I think that's really, really cool. But I find that because of the inclusions, I really hate putting them on shelves because all the shit falls out. All of it falls out. So I'm gonna try to get that stuff out of here ahead of time so it doesn't fall when I lift it. So this is the magazine, and on the back of the bought myself a nose. On the back of the magazine, there is a CD here, and the CD looks to be a butterfly. Yes, it is a butterfly. And if it's tilted the right way in the packaging, it kind of, it's supposed to fit. It's supposed to fit a certain way, but it's not fitting the way I was hoping it would. But when you pull it out, it is a butterfly. It's a butterfly. And then inside, it's a lot of those same kind of warrior princess photos of them out in the woods using their weapons. So that's what this version has going for it. And then, yeah, I just saw the photo card. Another Wendy photo card. Wendy won't leave me alone. I think she heard me talking about her new face and she said, oh, is that how you feel about my new face? Well, let's see more of it. And then there is another Wendy thing here. It's like a little Wendy 4x6 photo. And then there is a sticker sheet. There is a sticker sheet that came in here. If you love stickers, then you can pull these off and put them on something. And it looks to be a poster right here. So let me grab, I dropped the 4x6, hold on. Just wanted to pick that up. This is the poster that came with that particular magazine version. And it's the same outfits that they're wearing in the magazine photo book images. So yeah, all of it goes together. It's all one concept. And Wendy, I see you. I see you being sassy, being like, keep talking, see what you get. So I'll try not to talk too bad about you when I open this last version. So the last version is the black version, which when I saw this, I was super excited. I really like the way the black version looks. It's also got that kind of foil embossing on it. You can see it's like kind of holographic, and you can see that kind of hollow color on the back as well. And this is the same tiger illustration that's on a lot of the stuff for this particular version of the album. So really excited to get that open. I almost didn't put the CD back. What was I thinking? I left that butterfly CD out. Here we go. So let's get this open. I just cut it. All right, plastic's off. Getting all the side stuff out. So this has the same butterfly CD. Same butterfly CD. But the pictures in this one are more of the art pictures. This by far is the best version. This is gorgeous. This is the best version. If you're gonna get one version, you don't know which one you wanna get, this is the best version. The pictures in here are super big. They're super artistic. They're just fucking lovely. Like, look at these pictures. They're so pretty. This is, when we say we want spooky red velvet, this is what we mean. We mean anime and horror and a little bit detached, a little bit mysterious. And you're gonna laugh at me. You're gonna laugh at me. Guess who got another Wendy photo card? Oh my gosh, I got another Wendy photo card. Okay, and then I got a Yeti 4x6 picture here, and then another sheet of stickers, and inside of here, I got the best poster. This is the best poster because it's got Sulky, so yay. Wendy, you bitch. I can't believe you did this to me. But it is what it is. I told y'all I'm not collecting photo cards for Red Velvet. I'm just gonna have to stick with what the Lord gave me. But I can't help but be a little disappointed, a little bit disappointed. I can't believe I got fucking Wendy on almost everything. The only one that I opened that I didn't get Wendy was the fucking box version. I got Wendy in the Digipack, I got Wendy in the schmy, I got Wendy in both of the magazine versions. Like, if you're a Wendy stan and you're looking for Wendy photo cards, hit me up, because apparently I am the queen of collecting Wendy. Wow, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, let's talk about Red Velvet. Let's talk about Essen. Let's talk about a couple of things. Cacao is still in trouble. Cacao is still in trouble because apparently they bought a movie/drama production studio and they vastly overpaid. It was a company that had registered a loss basically every year in operation, and then they went ahead and purchased this company at an inflated rate, and now they're being investigated because they think it was either stock manipulation or something else that caused them to pay more money than the company was worth. So that's going on with Cacao right now. The whole, is it Rise or Reeze? I don't know. It's the little boy group RIIZE. They're still having problems with members and fans. International fans are a lot more brokenhearted about the little boy being excluded from the group, whereas Korean fans, they don't seem to be kicking up much of a fuss. But that's still an issue. SM, in terms of Red Velvet, I kind of see Red Velvet becoming one of those groups that just gets together once a year to do something, and then you don't hear from them, and then they come back the next year, do something, you don't hear from them. I think that because there is no FX anymore, that Red Velvet has become the FX, and because of that, they're being treated like they're a more senior group than what they are, and they're just being relegated to making annual releases. I'm not happy about that. I don't think most fans of FX are happy, or FX, ooh, look at me. I don't think most fans of Red Velvet are happy about it. I feel like the songs here are older songs. They are cast-offs from better times. I don't think that the songs in this particular comeback are the best that they can do. There are a couple of songs that I remember hearing at the time and thinking, oh, this might work, that might work, but the overall listening experience from this album was so forgettable and so below average for even Red Velvet that I was just like, I just didn't want to revisit it. There was nothing about this album that made me want to revisit it. Even the video. I watched the video and I remember thinking, oh, it's spooky vibes. I'm waiting to see how this ends. When it ended and them singing Ring Around the Rosie while the police were staring at them with guns pointed, I knew then, I'm not going to be revisiting this. I'm just not. And it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. And I ask myself, how did we get to this point with Red Velvet? And I can only think of a couple of things. I think the reason why Red Velvet has not enjoyed the sustained amount of interest that SM seemed to have lavished on them when they first debuted is because, one, a lot of the attention in Red Velvet was concentrated on the wrong individuals. I think SM thought that the public would really gravitate towards Wendy, that the public would really embrace Yeti. That's why they brought her in last minute, and it turns out the public was like, no, we like Irene and Joy. Those are our faves. And the lesbians like, we'll take Sulky. So that wasn't to SM's plan. I think when Irene got in trouble with the whole feminism thing, I think SM was like, okay, maybe we need to scale back because we can't release Red Velvet stuff without her, but the public doesn't seem to like her, at least the male public, who for some reason SM thinks that it's men who are buying Red Velvet albums. Get the fuck out of here. It is women, particularly women on the queer spectrum, who are buying Red Velvet albums. Get it fucking together. But anyway, they figured the men didn't like Irene, and Irene has to be a part of the group, therefore I think they really just pulled back. And it was very obvious that SM didn't take Red Velvet seriously when they talked about Red Velvet being the experimentation group. Now, on the one hand, that could be flattering because in a lot of ways, schmy is an experimentation group, FX was an experimentation group, and a lot of those experiments yielded some of the best songs K-pop has ever known. Like just really impressive leaps of taste and boundaries in K-pop. But with Red Velvet, once they got past kind of the really experimental, cool stuff that they could release for Red Velvet, they then just started being like, you know what, we're experimenting with noise music. Let's see if it works for Red Velvet. And if it does, we'll give a better version of that to other groups. This classical music thing. Let's see if we can blend some IP royalty-free classical music with some modern lyrics and some modern trap beats and see if that works. And anything that has worked for Red Velvet, you've gotten a chance to see other groups do. Anything that didn't work for Red Velvet, you never saw again. And so we're at this point now where there's still money to be made off of the Red Velvet fandom. I mean, at least SM and Kakao are not dumb enough to believe that Red Velvet doesn't have a fandom. So that's the reason why we have 19 versions of this fucking album, because they know this group has a fandom. But in terms of feeding this fandom appropriately, in terms of giving this fandom the thing that it's been asking for, we're never going to get another Kingdom Come. We're never going to get another Perfect Velvet. We're never going to get another Red Flavor. We're never going to get another Psycho. We're never going to get another Peekaboo. The money is being diverted, and part of that is because the future of K-pop, at least the way that the industry sees it currently, the future of K-pop is in young people. Their thought being that the Red Velvet fandom has aged enough to where they don't push numbers. Therefore, why would we spend money promoting Red Velvet the way we would in aespa, when instead we can just milk the remaining fandom for these 19 versions and then concentrate our money on who we can sell overseas. And that's the reason why they do aespa in Target, but you don't get Red Velvet in Target, because they're like, this is the future. And they're not wrong. You know, in the current musical climate that we have, who sells 1 million albums nowadays? Usually it's not Red Velvet selling 1 million albums. Usually it's not schmy, EXO, Super Junior selling 1 million albums. Usually it is the NCTs, the Stray Kids, the 17s of the world, the Blackpinks, the Twices. It's those kind of entities that have made big Western moves that are pushing the most units. And if we're playing a numbers game and we're not playing an art game, then yeah, you're not going to see them put as much into the concepts for Red Velvet. And not for nothing, Red Velvet's one of my favorite groups, but I don't really know a lot about the girls as individuals. And I have to wonder if Red Velvet had somebody in their camp who had a more definitive idea of what Red Velvet is as its heart, could it have kept a better reign over their sound? And I'm thinking about schmy specifically. schmy is an older group, but somehow, even being not on Western radar at all, schmy tends to have a really good perspective on what the group's sound is. And even as they do different concepts, they still kind of have a lot of stakeholders within the group who say these songs are songs that would work with schmy's sound, with the way that our voices sound, with the styles we've done in the past, merging with what's current, and this is where we can meet it in the middle. And I think because of that, we've gotten some really good releases from later era schmy. I don't know that there's somebody on the Red Velvet team of the 5 who has been the one that has gone to SM when flipping through that book of songs and has said, this sounds like a Red Velvet song. This sounds like something that our vocals would be really well matched for, really well suited for. I don't know if they have a key in their team who's like, visually, this is what Red Velvet should be looking like from comeback to comeback, or if they're just relying on whoever the staff costume designer is. These are all gaps in terms of me knowing about this group. And because I don't have that, I've personally developed my own idea of what Red Velvet sounds like. And I think that when you go back and you listen to the killing voice that Red Velvet did during this particular comeback cycle, I don't think I'm wrong in terms of what I think the Red Velvet sound is, because a lot of my favorite B-sides ended up on that killing voice, specifically Kingdom Come, which everyone and their mama was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they chose our favorite B-side of all time. The fandom, even if Red Velvet as a group doesn't have one person who sees the vision, the fandom has been very loud about what it is we want to see from this group. And when I listen to a lot of these songs, there's bits and pieces here and there that sound like what people are saying they want to hear from this group, but there's not enough kind of clear direction in terms of saying, this is what this group needs. And so, I don't know. I just think that this is probably the end of the line for me when it comes to appreciating the physical art of Red Velvet. I will always be checking out their comebacks no matter what. I mean, it could be 10 years from now. If I'm still able to access music and I'm able to be present for a Red Velvet comeback, I'm still going to want to listen, because I still think that they have incredible voices, and I think that they're a special group. They have a really nice sound, in my opinion, but I am not going to be spending this kind of money on an album ever again for them. Like literally $80 just for the purses. I think I paid $25 for this, so already we're hitting $105. The schmy, I think I paid $12 for, so that's $117. The Digipack, I think I paid around the same, so we're now looking at $129. The 2 magazines, I think I paid $30 for those, so I spent close to $160 on these albums. Oh, and because I had multiple shipping, I think I paid $20 for shipping for that little group right there. So no, I spent a little over $180 on this comeback. And I normally don't talk about the money when I talk about comebacks. Like when I tell you I bought all of the versions of Taemin's album, or all the versions of Key's album, or all the versions of schmy's last album, I'll tell you about how many copies I buy, but I don't really talk about how much did I spend on them. And that's for a number of reasons. Part of the reason why I don't talk about how much I spend about the albums is because I never want anybody to feel bad about what's in their pocket versus what's in my pocket. I also don't really talk about cost too, because costs vary from shop to shop. If you're buying from Catch Up CD, you're probably getting a pretty decent deal. If you're buying from K-Pop Rando Network, you're probably paying way, way more. And so my costs don't always reflect what you will be paying for certain things. But this time I really wanted to talk about the money because number one, we're in inflation. Number two, I personally was upset by the cost of these purses after shipping and everything else, and having bought these purses at the lowest price that I could buy for brand new unopened on eBay, because my traditional shops that I normally buy the purses from, all of them are sold out. So I had to head to dreaded ass eBay to get my versions, and $80 for a set was the cheapest I could find. Now this is $80, that includes shipping. The $80 includes shipping, but the $80 was the cheapest I could get both purses sent to me outside of my normal K-pop network. And through my regular K-pop network, I was still spending over $100 at Catch Up CD. I spent like $100 plus. I spent another $20, $25 with this one, plus another $5 shipping. So this is actually closer to $30. So yeah, I spent a lot on this comeback, and that's not a reasonable amount. $180 for one comeback for one group is not a reasonable amount of money to spend for output like this. Facts. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I talked about all of the things that I could possibly think of, and really share my future with this group, because I don't know how far we're gonna make it. I might have to stick to New Jeans, because I can get New Jeans at Target. I got my purse version of New Jeans' album at the Target. They had the purse version, they had the little small box version, they had the bigger printed box version, they've got the big magazines. Like almost every version of the New Jeans album was available at my local Target, which you guys know I work across the street from a Target. So it was just a lot easier for me to purchase for them than it has been for me having to go through all of these different avenues to buy these Red Velvet albums. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this comeback. It was a beautiful imagery comeback, but music-wise, very disappointing and doesn't speak well towards the future of Red Velvet. Also, can SM please stop giving Red Velvet these classical music fucking songs? I know other people really like it. I know a lot of you out there love Feel My Rhythm. I know a lot of you really enjoy the classical music mixed in. I think Psycho fooled people at SM. Let's be clear. It didn't fool the fan group. I think people at SM thought because of the kind of like harp intro of Psycho that was an indication that people liked Psycho because it sounds like classical music. No. We liked Psycho because it had a really catchy chorus. We liked Psycho for some of the more kind of electrical components of Psycho. We liked Psycho because of its song structure and how it kind of like went through and didn't like slowly switch up on us. The little kind of operatic pre-chorus part, do 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 do. I can't sing. That part, that was cute, but we didn't like that song because it sounded like classical music. But SM has lost the plot. Queendom didn't do as great as they had thought it would do, so then they decided to revert to this classical music thing. Then they realized the classical music thing wasn't really generating the sales, so they decided, how about if we do a video that's kind of spooky and we give a spooky vibe, but then we fucking bail out when we get to the chorus and the bridge. And yeah, I'm not a fan of this comeback. I'm not a fan of this comeback at all. But I do think that art-wise, some of the best pictures of Red Velvet has ever taken. Now, I want to talk about something that has absolutely nothing to do with Red Velvet or with SM. I want to talk about YG. I have to. Before I leave, we've got to talk about YG because we've got to talk about BabyMonster. It has been sitting on my spirit for the last several days to talk to you guys about this, but I knew I would see you again when I did the unboxing for the Red Velvet albums. So I'm like, okay, hold it in, hold it in, hold it in. Now we're here. BabyMonster. For the last, I want to say, year and a half, I've been hearing about BabyMonster. I am on K-pop Twitter, but I don't follow every group. I don't get every single thing on my feed. I have a couple of people here and there that talk about stuff, but for the most part, a lot of the people I follow and a lot of people that end up on my For You page tend to be older K-pop fans. But even older K-pop fans, we're talking about BabyMonster. BabyMonster being the new group that YG was planning to deploy onto the world that consisted of a lot of very young girls. There was a lot of talk about the fact that I think they had a television show before the final group was finalized, the final lineup. There was talk about the fact that there were really, really young girls, 13, 14-year-old girls. There was a lot of talk about the fact that this reminded people of the creation of Blackpink, how it was really, really young girls that were identified pretty early on and then became the successors for 2NE1. So people were very anxious to figure out what BabyMonster was going to be when it finally did debut. But even after the final lineup of BabyMonster was put together, there were still a few months of silence on the part of YG regarding BabyMonster, and I didn't really hear that much about him until the Blackpink promotions / contract negotiations started to stall. So it started with the rumors that Lisa's not going to come back to YG. Then it was the rest of the members probably aren't coming back to YG. Then during the tour, a lot of people were like, it's really looking like we're not going to have another Blackpink. And BabyMonster was supposed to debut, I want to say, towards the tail end of the Blackpink World Tour. And YG, after being asked over and over again, have Blackpink re-signed? Have Blackpink re-signed? Have Blackpink re-signed? It hadn't happened, so YG said, hey, we are going to postpone the debut of BabyMonster. And I remember talking about it here on this channel and saying, I bet they're going to go through the vaults and find some older, unreleased Blackpink songs, and they're going to redo BabyMonster to be the new Blackpink because Blackpink is not re-signing to YG. So about a month later, here we are. Blackpink's Batter Up is the song. And God, was I on the fucking money. I mean, there are only a couple of times where I really pat myself on the back when I talk about these K-pop stars, but if there had been a betting pool, I'd have won, because Batter Up is do 2.0. Literally. Better up, better up, better up. Better up, better, better up. Better up, better up, better up. Hit you with that do. And I heard Batter Up. I heard it before I watched the video. I heard Batter Up. And I heard the rap. I heard the chorus. I even heard kind of like the speeding up in the bridge towards the end of the song. And I just remember thinking to myself, it's fucking over for YG. It's fucking over for YG. The video is ugly. And I don't normally call videos ugly. I'm going to call this video ugly. It is a super bright white background, girls wearing girl crush concept outfits, posing like they're super badasses, even though they are all barely out of middle school. And the clothes are wonky and the clothes don't fit good and they're not particularly flattering to anybody, not in a sexy body defining way. I mean like flattering in terms of the right coloring for people's skin and hair types, not flattering. The song is reductive and repetitive. It doesn't make anyone shine vocally at all. It was forgettable. Well, the BabyMonster stands were excited. The Baby Moms, I think that's what they're calling themselves. They were running up the views. It had pretty strong reviews for a first day out. But yeah, the BabyMonster stands were like, we're doing so well. Y'all are being haters. This is a really great song. They look fantastic. They look so fierce. This is doing great. 48 hours after the debut of this song, YG announces there will be no promotions for this song. There will be no music show appearances for this group. They won't be showing up at any of the award shows at the end of the year. The entire group is on hiatus. Now, something I forgot to mention, I just want to throw it out there. One of the lead vocalists for this group decided to withdraw from the group right before debut. So right after YG said they were postponing the debut of this group, I want to say maybe 2 to 3 weeks after that announcement, one of the big vocal powerhouses of BabyMonster left the group due to health concerns, and YG decided we're still going to push through with the debut of this group. So I don't know if this person was like the missing juice to make this thing work, but for most people, this has been considered the quickest hiatus after debut of any K-pop group so far. And just yesterday, YG made the announcement that they're going to be holding global auditions for the next Big Bang and Blackpink. What was Winner? What was Treasure? What was any of the groups that have debuted so far? When we heard the next Big Bang when Winner came out. We heard the next Big Bang when Treasure came out. We've been hearing the next Big Bang for fucking a decade, it feels like. For a really, really long time, we've been hearing the next Big Bang. Blackpink, from Rookie days, was called the next to anyone. Now we're looking for the next Blackpink. And my fear, I said it on Twitter, is that they're going to make these little girls, they're going to disband BabyMonster, and they're going to make these little girls audition to be a part of the next Blackpink. Which, if I was these children's parents, I would say, see you in fucking court. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to put my child through this again. But also, I think now is a great time, because we haven't done it in a while, to talk about why certain things work for certain people and don't for others. Because that's a conversation that needs to be had. Why is it that Blackpink was able to use, in the very beginning, kind of cast-off sounds from To Anyone and make it work, but Blackpink using a cast-off sound from, our BabyMonster using a cast-off sound from Blackpink doesn't work. And BabyMonster, Blackpink sound too similar, so if I keep mixing them up, I'm sorry, it's not intentional. So when we first heard Blackpink, we heard Boom Baya and Whistle. I remember when both of those songs / videos came out, I told everybody and their mama, Whistle was the one. Whistle was a song that I remember thinking, this is not a To Anyone sound. This is definitely like their own sound. But Boom Baya had that kind of chanty sound that To Anyone had been really, really known for. Especially if you listen to like an I'm the Best, or you listen to Crush. If you listen to some of their more like no ja. If you listen to some of that stuff, they have a more chanty sound. So Boom Baya kind of matched with that. But then there were some sounds that To Anyone had that Blackpink never really touched. And we don't talk enough about that. But like songs like Appa, Hurt by To Anyone, you've never heard a Blackpink version of that. Songs like Baby I Miss You, you've never heard a Blackpink version of that. Even songs kind of like Happy, you don't really hear much in the way of a Blackpink version of that. Blackpink didn't do nearly as much reggae as To Anyone did. If you listen to Come Back Home, that song is a reggae EDM song. You don't really hear as much of that when you're going through Blackpink, but To Anyone stayed in a reggae pocket, if you remember Falling in Love. A song like I Love You, which was a much more airy dance track and wasn't as kind of chant forward throughout the song as it was towards the end of the song, you really don't hear that much in Blackpink. So there are some sounds that To Anyone had in their arsenal that you don't hear as much of with Blackpink. But what YG did is they distilled what were the biggest songs of Blackpink. And like the biggest songs of Blackpink were these chanty, anthemic, arena filling songs. And that's the part of 2NE1 that was culled away and given to Blackpink. I know I mixed up Blackpink and 2NE1 just then. But yeah, they went to 2NE1, they picked 2NE1's biggest, most anthemic songs, they turned around and they gave versions of those songs to Blackpink. But then later on, Blackpink started to have kind of their own sound. I don't think that 2NE1 has ever really had a doo-doo-doo. I don't think 2NE1 has ever had an ice cream cake. I don't think they've ever had that. I know 2NE1 never had a whistle, which I still think Whistle is one of the best Blackpink songs ever recorded. So there were still some How You Like That. How You Like That was not a 2NE1 sound. So there were some sounds that were specifically Blackpink that were not cast-offs from 2NE1. But what YG did again, and I think this is where laziness, being cheap, not paying attention, bit them in the fucking ass, is they said, what are the most anthemic, best known Blackpink songs? Well, Do It Do It Do was a big hit. As If It's Your Last was a big hit. Let's go for something like that for BabyMonster. Well, if we're being honest here, and when I say we're being honest, I mean like if we're being very clear about places in the world of certain things. Blackpink doing As If It's Your Last and Boombaya and Do Do Do, songs that aren't copies of 2NE1 but definitely bear a strong resemblance to older 2NE1 songs. You have to keep in mind the songs that Blackpink were taking elements from in order to have their songs are songs that as of today, as of this month, are now 15, 12-year-old songs. And with the way that music works, you got to go back 20 years if you're going to go back. You can't go back 10 years. 15 is pushing it. But most of the time, you have to go back 20 years in order to sound nostalgic instead of sounding old. And so going back to a song structure based off of another song structure, based off of a style that was popular in the late 2000s, that's just not going to work. So these girls needed YG to come up with something that was more appropriate for their age, more appropriate for what's currently being tracked in K-pop, something that wasn't based off of something that had been based off of something else that had been based off of something else. And that's not what they were given. Or at least if we were going to do that, I would have been so pleased if BabyMonster had been given a different aspect of 2NE1 to work off of. Like if BabyMonster had come out with like a kind of light reggae sound similar to 2NE1's Come Back Home, I would have been really psyched about that. I would have thought that that was really cool. If they had come out with kind of a falling in love style of song that's, you know, reggae, but like summery, fun, poppy reggae, this is the wrong season for that. But if they had done that, especially because these girls are so young, and it would have been a really fun thing to do kind of almost an homage to Pass the Dutchie or something like that at their age, a different kind of sound, but a sound that YG is familiar and versed in, that would have been really cool for me. I would have loved to have seen that from them. Or if, because they say that these girls are really strong singers, if they wanted to explore more of the kind of neo soul range that 2NE1 had with an Appa and a Baby I Miss You and an If I Were You, that would have been amazing. Like, it's a little bit more mature than the place that these girls are in their life, but I would have loved to see more of a precocious R&B sound from these girls. Like, I don't know how many of you are around the same cultural era as me, probably not too many of you, but do any of you know the singer JoJo? She wrote a song for FX, and she is an artist in her own right. She's got a wonderful voice. Well, she debuted in America when she was like, I think either 12 or 13 years old with the song Get Out. Get out right now, it's the end of you and me. Precocious R&B sound. That to me on Baby Monster would have been so cool because it's not what the other little girl groups are doing right now. IVE is exploring neo disco. Seraphim is like whatever happens to be on our FYP page is what we're putting out. New Jeans is very strongly stuck to like Florida bounce music. So Florida bounce music, Jersey Club. So for these girls to do something that's like more precocious, kind of fun teen R&B, that would have been really stellar. That would have been really cool to hear. But again, YG, because they're super misogynistic too. They're just like, if the copy worked the last time, let's make a photocopy of a photocopy. And they stuck these babies with a horrible debut song and then treated them like shit when the debut song didn't go gangbusters the way they thought it should have. And I feel really bad too because these girls are being held up to a metrics that is so impossible to reach. It is unrealistic to think that these children are going to come out the gate to the same success that Blackpink came out to. It was a different environment at the time. First of all, when Blackpink debuted, YG was still run by YG publicly. When Blackpink debuted, we had a pretty strong gap between 2NE1 not being with the label anymore and everyone understanding that, and then Blackpink beginning. At the time that Blackpink debuted, there wasn't the kind of pressure for Western validation that there is now. So there's a lot of factors as to why Blackpink seems so uber successful when they came out compared to these girls, because the goalpost changed. The goalposts are different now. And to expect these girls to do what Blackpink did, it's unrealistic. The goalpost has changed. The Western market is flooded. Blackpink is still a known and loved entity, and they've got a lot of fans who don't want to replace them. There were a lot of people who had no choice but to follow Blackpink because they knew they weren't going to get any more 2NE1 content. But that's not really the case right now. We're going to get a lot of content from the girls in Blackpink, I think. I think we're going to get more Lisa content. I think we're going to get more Rosé content. I think we're going to get more Jennie content. I think they're all going to actually pursue the work after they leave. Or at least that's my hope. I hope they don't pull a Minji and, you know, debut one thing and then never come out with anything physical ever again. But they have a lot more opportunity. There's a lot more international doors open for them, so they don't have to be like, if I'm not with YG in Korea, I can't go anywhere. But yeah, those are my thoughts regarding Baby Monster. And I know not everybody's here for that conversation. You might have your own ideas about stuff, but you know, the curse of Park Bom, I hope, is starting to work. She laid down the roots before she left out the back door. I'm hoping that the curse of Park Bom will soon manifest itself in everything that YG does, and that until they do right by her for real, nothing they touch shall prosper. That is my hope. That is my sincerest wish. That is my sincerest desire. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I kind of wanted to do a video like talking to you about BL and talking about Saltburn a little bit. But I don't know. I haven't watched any really great BL lately, so I don't really have anything to talk about necessarily. I just finished GMMTV. Well, I didn't just finish. I finished it quite a while ago, and I already talked to you guys about that. I finished that GMMTV show I was watching, Only Friends. I am now currently watching 3 different BLs. I'm watching a BL called Playboy that is just horrible. It is the fucking worst BL I've watched in a really long time, and it's so terrible that I have to keep watching it because I'm waiting to see like what the fucking point of this show was. Literally, the show right now is about 3 known prostitutes, I guess, trying to get 3 other guys in bed. It's bizarre, and then there's some kind of not murder mystery, but kidnapping disappearance mystery regarding two twins. It's stupid, but I'm still watching it because it's just so dumb that I have to keep going. I'm also watching a show called Pit Babe, which has Pavel Pum, and I love him, so I'm really excited to see him in Pit Babe. Also, according to the reports, it is the first ABO boys love ever filmed, which I never thought the day would come where ABO would be filmed. I thought that was something we kept deep in the recesses of fan fiction, Wattpad, AOA, AO3, and the like. But yeah, Pit Babe. And Pit Babe's not bad. So far, nothing super problematic has happened in Pit Babe, so I'm satisfied with it, but I cannot believe that they're filming ABO. And then the last show I'm watching, which is a show that already finished, but I'm catching up with some stuff. I'm watching Kiseki. I'm watching it on Viki, and it is a show about a medical student. He's in high school, but he's like in his senior year of high school, wanting to go to medical school. And he runs across an injured guy in the road, and after housing him and helping him recover from his injuries, they fall in love, but the guy he fell in love with seems to be a gangster of sorts. And so there is trouble in paradise because a rival gang is wanting to destroy them. Oh, Evie asked what ABO is. Oh God, Evie. Okay, Evie, I'm gonna explain it very, very shortly. Please do your own research, but also do it under like a privacy tab. ABO stands for Alpha, Beta, Omega. Those are terms that have been co-opted by the men's rights movement, but initially were terms for wolves in the wild. An alpha wolf was considered kind of a leader wolf. A beta wolf was considered a follower wolf, and an omega wolf was considered a female wolf. And in fan fiction, there have been a lot of werewolf driven fan fictions with alphas, betas, and omegas in the context of same-sex relationships. An alpha male could mate with an omega male, and that omega male could become pregnant and give birth to babies, therefore birthing impreg stories. I hate explaining this, is mortifying to me. And this story is an alpha with an alpha, so there's no male pregnancy here, but that's what impreg stands for, male pregnancy. But it is very much, it is very much much. And there are things like nodding and heats and other things that I will not get into here. You will have to do your own research, but I'll just say ABO is like the dark web version of fan fiction, really. And I'm just surprised that they're filming it. And if Pit Babe goes well, then we may one day get an impreg story in BL, which to me, if that ever happens, it'll be the only thing I'll be able to talk about on my channel, because I'll have to dissect how that choice was made. I will have to spend a lot of time trying to dissect how that particular choice was made. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate it. We're like over an hour, so that's crazy. And take care of yourselves. Have some fun this Christmas. Do something amazing. Do what I did. I went to go see the Renaissance film, and that was fun. They even talked about the show that I attended, which was not as fun. It was kind of embarrassing because the show I went to like foobarred real bad. But yeah, go do something for yourself this coming Christmas. I know we're all really stressed out about buying for friends and family and trying to get it right for the people in our lives, but I don't think you're spending enough time thinking about your own mental health and your own kind of need to decompress and prepare yourself for another year of uncertainty. So do something really special for yourself this holiday season, because 2024 is going to be very rough. If you're in America, we are entering an election cycle. So take care of yourself. Turn down some of the noise right now because it's just gonna get up, up, up. So thank you all. Bye.